Hi, you are listening to One Step Wealthier podcast, where I help you to get a little bit better every day and to achieve your financial goals. Follow along with me, and every week we will talk about all things personal development and personal finance. Together, we can get one step wealthier. In this week's episode, I wanted to talk about the importance of building an emergency fund. We all face unexpected situations in life, such as home repairs, a car repair, or even the loss of a job. If you have an emergency fund, it gives you peace of mind during these difficult situations. An emergency fund acts as a safety net, so you don't have to rely on credit cards or personal loans, which can lead to increased debt and financial stress. So why is building an emergency fund so important? I think that it is the first step towards your financial freedom. Let's consider a hypothetical scenario. Imagine this. You are living paycheck to paycheck without any savings, and suddenly your car breaks down. You need repairs urgently, but you can't afford the expenses. You are left with no choice but to put it on a credit card, which will accumulate high interest debt. This situation not only affects your financial health, but also adds emotional stress and hinders your progress towards building long-term wealth. And that is not cool. So now, let's see how much money you need for your emergency fund. Experts recommend aiming for 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. So check how much money you are spending every month, including rent, bills, groceries, and any debt payments, and multiply that money by 3 or by 6. So this is the range of how much you should have in your emergency fund. The reason why this number varies is that the amount you should have in your emergency fund really depends on your life situation. So if you're single, child-free, and have multiple jobs, like me, you might be able to have much less in your emergency fund. However, if you have dependents and only one source of income, you might want to aim for a higher number to have that peace of mind. So now that you have your emergency fund goal in mind, it's time to look at the different strategies for saving for your emergency fund and to apply those strategies. The first strategy is to examine your current spending and see where you can cut back or save more. Maybe you can reduce your dining out expenses and cancel unused subscriptions. Now be honest, are you really using Amazon Prime or Netflix that much? Or maybe you can stop buying things that you don't really need. Check those expenses and keep the ones that really bring you joy and eliminate those you can live without. By doing this, you will free up some extra cash for your emergency fund and start taking steps towards securing your financial future. The second strategy is to automate your savings. Set up an automatic transfer to your emergency fund as soon as you receive your salary. Treat it as a regular monthly expense. I call this method paying yourself first. Once you receive your salary, before paying everyone else, your gym, your landlord, your council, you should pay the most important person first. That is yourself. This is a great way to prioritize the future you and to ensure that your emergency fund grows steadily over time. The third strategy is to boost your income. Take up a side hustle, freelance, or sell any items that you don't use anymore. That will help to grow your emergency fund faster, and maybe you will find some hidden talent of yours that you never knew existed. Personally, I used to be a one-trick pony. but different jobs have helped me to discover different sides of myself. Having multiple side hustles also makes me feel confident that if I lose my main source of income, I will be able to recover very quickly financially with all the other skills and sources of income. The fourth strategy is to keep your emergency fund separate from your regular savings or checking accounts. A separate account ensures that you don't dip into it for non-emergency expenses. And before you ask, no, a trip to Greece is not an emergency expense. Explore high-yield savings accounts that offer great interest rates and keep your emergency fund accessible. For the UK people, Monzo is currently offering over 4% of yearly interest, and you can access your money anytime. For non-UK listeners, Revolut is offering really great high-yield savings accounts. I will leave the referral links to both Monzo and Revolut below so you can check them out. So to summarize today's episode, I can say that building an emergency fund is a financial goal that can truly change your life. It offers peace of mind, reduces stress, and provides safety net during unexpected situations in life. You usually need 3 to 6 months of expenses for your emergency fund. Some of the strategies for saving for your emergency fund include cutting unnecessary expenses to save more, automating your savings, boosting your income, and keeping your emergency fund account separate from the rest of the accounts. And do you want to know a secret? Once you have built your emergency fund, you are ready to start investing. In next week's episode, I'm going to walk you through how to invest your first £1,000. So stay tuned for that. And that's all for today's episode. I hope you found this information valuable and that it motivated you to start building your emergency fund. Remember, every small step you take today brings you one step closer to a wealthier tomorrow. Please note that this is not individual financial advice. Please speak to your financial advisor regarding your individual financial needs. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes, feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram or my email found in the description. Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and share this podcast with your friends and family. Thanks for joining me today on the One Step Wealthier podcast. I will speak to you soon. You have just invested in your personal development by listening to this podcast. Thank you for being here and helping yourself to become one step wealthier. Do not forget to subscribe to access new content every week and to better yourself. I hope that you have a wonderful day.